test 1 2 3. Oh, there we go. Hopefully, can you hear me out in the hinterlands? Oh, there we go. Hopefully, can you hear me out in the hinterlands? Yeah, I get it now.
Heard that, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. We finally got our sound working. Not exactly sure what. I'll have to figure out later why the sound wasn't exactly working, so we're a little bit behind. So I'm going to kind of restate everything I said before I figured out that we were not broadcasting. Well, we were broadcasting video, but no sound. So we have some extra society members volunteering to lead songs. We've got Manuel Vera, which everybody knows. He's been with us for I think this is his fourth open mic. Not open mic. We do open mics later. Jam session. So you've seen him, and most of you have been online with us and see how we run this. And then we have Catherine, who's also online with us, and it's we got this Brady Bunch squares, and not sure where people land in other people's windows. I know she's in the window below me. David's over that way, and then Manuel's to my left in the windows. So we got all these songs, and just like last month, there's a song that we're going to lead in with. We're going to lead in with the Roy Sakuma song, and then David's going to lead in with his COVID. And then I think what we're going to do is since this is Catherine's first time, we're going to let her join us to lead in her song afterwards. And then we're going to hear her experience on how to Zoom. So, Manuel, any words before we get started?
No, thank you. Other than just happy to be here, and I'm glad we got the sound back.
Yeah, I think we were talking for like 6 minutes before this. I looked over and saw the chat. Hey, can't hear you.
Yeah, we'll have to sing fast.
Okay, then. No, we'll get. One thing you can count on, Manuel, is you and Catherine will get your songs in. David and I have done this enough. We got enough songs that we could sit there. I will play it by ear on timing for our songs. But for the two of you, you will get your songs in. And so, Catherine, what about you?
Well, I just want to say hi, everyone, and thanks to Moses for hosting this. I've been listening in over the summer, and I've been really impressed with what you and David are doing. So it's really great to see everyone again, and I'm excited to be joining you so I can join in some of the fun.
Super, and welcome, Catherine. David, before we get started, any words from you? Since you've been helping me over that somewhat, I think about 6-7 years on different stages for the society.
Well, I'm glad we have help from Manuel and Catherine. I'm getting tired of doing the same songs. I have to prepare some new ones one at a time. That's good to have some, and anybody else who wants to come in and help out, do a jam. When we did this live, we'd have a number of people come up, and so it's great to get sort of a little bit more of that going on.
Yeah, it's always good to have some other people help with the songs. I try to come up with some new ones. I've got one that I think I did before that I would plan on doing today called Beautiful Sunday, because it's got a really good rhythm and such. But we're going to lead off with Roy Sakuma's song. So we're going to get, I'm going to bring myself up on the screen with the song, and then we're going to get started with that. I actually have got another screen so I can actually read the song, hopefully right in front of me, so that way it looks like I'm looking at you in the screen. Yep, it looks okay. And here we go. Can they hear me now? Oh, the inputs, audio input. Okay, got it. Let me figure that out. Song open. I need to bring in audio, sys audio input. Input capture.
Barry, you said you can hear us now?
Yeah, I'll fix it. I know exactly what's wrong. So I got this now. So I do have the song sitting over there. I got it so you can see my instrument. One thing I wanted to talk about was, so I'm playing this on a new instrument I got. It's called a Willie K, who passed away recently. It's the model from Canilea. It's got a nice big booming sound. And you heard me talk about Beautiful Sunday, so this one has got a really good tone to it. But if you haven't heard this song goes, people wonder where I'm going. People watch me do my thing. People ask me who I am. Here's what I say. And that's how the verse goes. And so we'll just start on a C starting in, and then we go into the chorus. So it's the verse, the chorus, the verse, the chorus. And this is a song that Roy Sakuma sings or has everybody sing. So all the performers that show up at the annual Ukulele Festival Hawaii that he runs, and it's focused on the kids. And he's been doing this for 50 years this year. And this is the first time that they weren't able to run the festival because, of course, we're in the COVID. So they did a special, and if you've seen it, you'll see a cameo for the society plus a couple of society members that joined us in a recording. So without further ado, here we go, and it's a simple, just a swing chord on a C. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. People wonder where I'm going. People watch me do my thing. People ask me who I am. Here's what I say. I am what I am. I'll be what I'll be. Look, can't you see that it's me, all of me? I am what I am. I'll be what I'll be. Look, can't you see that it's me? Now myself I'd like to be reaching out, feeling free, doing good where I can, with this in my heart. I am what I am. I'll be what I'll be. Look, can't you see that it's me, all of me? I am what I am. I'll be what I'll be. Look, can't you see that it's me? See them going their own way, see them doing their own thing. They begin to understand, now they sing with me. I am what I am. I'll be what I'll be. Look, can't you see that it's me, all of me? I am what I am. I'll be what I'll be. Look, can't you see that it's me? Ending. Look, can't you see that it's me? Ooh. So that's the first song out of the set, and like I said, that's a great tune from Roy Sakuma that he does every year with the kids, and he literally has all of the kid performers lined up in the front of the Kapiolani bandstand. So you got that staircase that goes up, and then you got the top of the stage, and all of the professional performers are at the top, and all the adult groups are from where the kids end on the side, and they go all the way around. It spans almost 2/3 of the front steps of the stage. It is literally covered with performers, and this is one of the last songs it's done at the end of the day. And it's a great festival if you want to go to, because there's on throughout the entire, I think they said it peaks throughout the day around 4,000 people. And there's literally about 1,000 to 2,000 people just sitting in the audience at any one time, and the rest of them are looking at the ukulele vendors out by the food court area, and they have tons of food out there and tons of things for the kids to do. And of course, when the professional performers are done, they have a autograph tent where they go and you can sign their buy their materials and get them to autograph. So without further ado, we're going to go to the second song, where David is going to be doing his piece with. Let me see. Somehow the thing jumped away from our gallery view. There we go. We got our gallery view back. So this is really interesting. Where some of the new Zoom stuff, they made some changes. I'm not exactly sure what they did, but it's the behavior over the last 2 weeks have dramatically changed, and I'm hoping that it's supposed to get better than before it gets worse, but it's not been able to do that. Well, anyways, this is all about jamming and not about talking, and so I'm going to turn it over to David, and he's going to lead you in the tune. Let me make sure his thing is set up with an input so that we know that he's got the sys out. I need the sys input. Does have a sys input. Great. So we're gonna start off. Here it goes. Whoop. Wait a minute. I'm on the wrong song. There we go. COVID quarantine. There you go. Now you got sound.
Okay. Let me know if you can't hear me, or let Moses know anyway. So here we go again. The parody song. 2 chords. So you ought to be able to play along. You'll know the song once I get started with it. And you can sing at least the chorus with me, because the rest of it's a little bit wordy. But C and G7. That's it. Okay? Sort of just an up and down strum is fine. They said they can barely hear. I saw a note they can barely hear. I wonder if I can boost it on my end. Or Moses, is that you? Is that something you can do?
No. No, I don't think so, but let me check. I've got it boosted all the way up. So you need to put more gain in your mic.
All right, let me see. If it looks okay for me. It looks a little low. Let's see. How's that now? That looks good to me. Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hey, David, hang on. You're pushing a lot of distortion too.
I am.
Yeah. So I think your gain's way too much.
Okay. Well, let me put it down.
That was down too much. Put it back up, David. I can control it from here. I don't hear anything now.
I was muted. Sorry about that. Okay.
No, the distortion's coming from your end.
Okay.
Nope.
Let me put it down a little bit here.
There we go. Go ahead.
Okay, I think I was a little too hot. Okay, how's that, folks? Better? I'll play quietly if I get the high sign from somebody. Okay, now I just need my music back. C and G7, right? Down, up, down. Simple strum here. And my first sung note is going to be a C. In a man cave in my basement, teleworking for a time. How I spent my 2020 with my wife in quarantine. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. Now you know what song it is, right? You can sing along next chorus. Nightingale was a night nurse, just like my wife of long. Longfellow wrote about her. All my gal gets is this song. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. Drove her minivan to the clinic every morning, crack of dawn. Caught a virus from a patient, so they told her, you are gone. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. Ruby lips behind a face mask that was hiding her beauty. She's so close and yet so distant, all because of nicotine. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom while I'm drying on the vine. Isolation, isolation, oh it seems like such a crime. But my daughter and her sister gave this Mr. family time. COVID darling, COVID darling, COVID darling, quarantine. You are locked up in our bedroom, so I nurse a glass of wine.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I always like that song, and some people don't know that that's actually a actual event that happened with David, and it's really neat how he wrote a parody, or a parody being defined as writing your own lyrics to an existing song, so I'm glad Nora's doing better these days.
Negative, no problems.
And that's always super to hear. One of the things that we like to do is that we do have a number of songs that the society has that we've written parody words to. Maybe one of these days we'll come out and play our Shady Grove version, because the Shady Grove version we did was something similar to this. Is that we were attending in Hawaii. We got invited back a second time, and we were told that if we brought enough members, we would play in front of the Blaisdell Center, welcoming other clubs and individuals who would be there to do the Guinness World Record event of the largest ukulele ensemble. They were a handful, but it was a lot of fun, and so I wrote some lyrics to Shady Grove that was focused on fruits from the islands like mangoes and guava. We go there to go eat and have fun, and things like that. So maybe one of these days we'll do that song. But what I'm going to do next is that we're actually going to have Catherine do her song, and let me make sure that she's spotlighted. And I think for some reason, what happened? Did we just lose? Hang on, why is it not working? I still got David's. See, cancel. Oh, that's why, because I got to cancel the spotlight on one, and then I've got to add the spotlight back on. We'll cancel spotlight. Here we go. Technology is getting the best of me. Why is it doing that? It's supposed to be showing Catherine's picture pinned to second screen. Let me see.
Sometimes it did that, and then
No, it's doing something goofy that the spotlight's not working now. But there we go. Because I can see it in the transition panel. So without further ado, I finally got it, and I'm hoping I got all of the input system, the outputs. Okay, let's see. Catherine, it's all yours.
All right. Well, hi everyone. Well, first of all, David, that was really cool lyrics. Very clever. I'm glad everybody's well, though. I wanted to share this song. You actually might know this song because it was featured in an Expedia commercial that had a greyhound in it. And so that's kind of how I first heard of the song. It was this really cute dog. And so I looked it up online and I found out, I think it's posted there. It's also posted on the NVUS website if you want to pull it down and download it. It was, I think, made famous by Clarence Frogman Henry in 1961. I wasn't familiar with him, but there is a link on this sheet that I've provided. Definitely worth watching the link. He makes it really fun. So anyway, I found the chords, tried to learn it, and so wanted to share it today. I actually put a picture of my girlfriend's greyhound, Chuck, in the upper right-hand corner. It's probably hard to see online, but that's who that is. That's Chuck the greyhound. So anyway, he's sort of my inspiration for the song. The chords are pretty simple. I think you'll know most of them. There is a C chord, an A7, D minor 7, G7. There's also an A7 and an F. So there's about 7 chords in the song. There's actually also a little walk down, a C to a C major 7 and a C7 before you get to the bridge. And then the way the song is structured, we start with the first and second verse. And those little dots are supposed to represent about how many strums, in between each of the lines, just to kind of give you some guidance. Then we go to the bridge, and then we go to the third verse, and then we go back to the bridge, and then we sing that third verse again. So, and I think I'm going to change up my ending. At the very end, I said to end on F, G7, and C. You can try that. But maybe I'll try Moses's version. I listened in on the lessons earlier today, and he gave us a really nice suggestion for start singing it a little slowly. I think you'll get the tune after the first verse, and we'll just take it slowly. So 1, 2, 3. I have a little introduction. I don't know why I love you, but I do. I don't know why I cry so, but I do. I only know I'm lonely, and that I want you only. I don't know why I love you, but I do.
That's pretty cool.
It looks like you guys had trouble hearing it.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. I must be using the wrong input because they could hear me typing, and they're not supposed to hear me typing.
That's a nice song.
But that is a really nice song. I was trying to figure out how to boost your vocals because there was somebody who said that John was saying it wasn't quite loud enough. But I'm hoping it was loud enough for people to jam with you. And we'll see what the chat comments come back because that is a nice tune.
It's a fun one.
So maybe we'll get down a couple of months and you'll have to bring it back.
Oh, maybe. Yes, I can use the practice. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, and we'll hopefully we'll have you. Like I said, hopefully we'll see you back more often. Like we have, we finally convinced Manuel to the point where I don't have to twist his arm anymore.
Manuel's like a pro. I've watched him over the summer, and he really does a good job. And I would encourage anyone that wants to give it a try. Moses and David have been great to work with. It's a little intimidating, but they walk you through it. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you think of your first time on performing through Zoom to people you can't see, and then saying, you're having to think that yes, people are actually watching me. I'm not looking at a little tiny computer camera and singing to a camera. People are actually watching me.
It's definitely different. So I'm looking at my tablet, which has the YouTube channel, and also at the lyrics. So I'm kind of pointed here, but the camera's here. It's a lot going on, but it's fun.
Yeah, so one of the things I will tell you is I told my ensemble this, and they said, oh, that's how I remember all the lyrics without having to stand in the view, was I've got this big giant whiteboard behind the camera that has all the lyrics on it. So I'm playing, looking at what I looks like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm not looking at the camera at all. I'm looking at the whiteboard behind it. It's a manual teleprompter. So and this is just mostly for the people out there who are listening, if you do this, and we hope you do, the society members volunteer, is that you start thinking, okay, so how do I make it look like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm really looking at the words and I'm playing the song, and so that it looks like you're singing to the audience. And that's the main thing. You want to try to make it look like you're singing to the audience. And it's a kind of a new experience for people, but this is great. So we're going to, I'm hoping you're coming back next month, Catherine. And so I know you're going to watch a little bit with the tunes that we're going to play. Manuel's up next. And we're going to see, what I would like to hear is, after you've performed now in front of a camera, what does it sound like, now, that you have that experience in your head, what do you see differently now being on the other side of the camera watching us play through?
Cool. I'm gonna hop off and try it out and jam with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Aloha, Moses.
Aloha. Okay, like I said, Manuel's going to be up next, and I got to make sure that I get him pinned to the, let me see, second screen. There we go. Got him pinned to the second screen. We're still showing up in the gallery view on the other side. This is great. So this thing works. So David's down there, and Manuel's over there, and and then we're gonna flip Manuel in. I'm hoping I got his input sound now set up, and here we go. Manuel, it's on you.
Okay, thank you very much, Moses. David, this first song is written by Tom Petty. It was recorded back in 1979, I believe, thereabouts. It's about a drifter, a young man who's just trying to find his way, and it's in the key of G. So it'll be G, D, and C. There's also an E minor six there. Everybody to see right there, E minor. It's got, I don't know how well you can see this sheet. It's got a lot of words and small type in it, unfortunately. But there's a chorus 1 and a chorus 2 on the second column. those choruses are going to be repeated in the same order toward the end of the song as we wind it up. So at the bottom of the sheet, you'll see chorus one, then chorus two. That's what that means. You go back to those chorus one and the chorus two. There are two different types of rhythms, which will make the song a little bit interesting. The first one is more of a down, so it's down, and then it resolves into just a regular rhythm for the rest of the song when you go into the chorus. So let's get it going. Well, I was down in California by the San Diego. That's when I lost my calling. Yes, you really know me.
Yeah, we might have to get you to do that again. There was something weird going on with the sound on that one, Manuel. They said you sounded faint, and it sounded like a vacuum cleaner noise was very loud in the background. So I'm not exactly sure where that was coming from.
Yeah, I didn't.
So no more, so, okay, sound, no more keyboard. That's what he's saying. Okay, well, so John, hopefully that is that from while we're in this multi-gallery view where we're chatting about the songs. Because David's going to be up next with his song, a syncopated hula love song. I'm wondering to hear if there was anybody else who heard. Sound, no more keyboard. Okay, I'm not exactly sure because the delays. Well, we'll just have to play it by ear and see. Sound now is fine. Okay, so that's the input system, which that's where they hear the keyboard. But if I put it on input from the Zoom, they hear a big vacuum cleaner sound. I'll have to figure that one out later. Okay, but without further ado, we're going to keep moving along, and David's up to play. Let me make sure I get this right. So David's going to get pinned to the second stream, and then he is going to be brought in for his song.
Between us, fond reminiscing brings a tear. Still I love my dark-eyed Venus, I can't say it. And once again I long to hear A syncopated hula love song at the bottom. A hula maiden sang to me when I lost my heart on the beach at Waikiki. Whew. Hard to sing those lyrics. It's supposed to be faster, actually. That was a little on the slow side. I'd have really tripped it up if I had gone any faster. But anyway, kind of fun. Hope you like that one.
Yeah, they were still having some issues with the sound, but I tried to clean it up while you were playing. So about halfway through your song, I got it cleaned up. So I really have to go back and take a look at how all the scenarios are built. Because just for some of the folks out there, we got this broadcasting software which has special configurations. So I'm bringing in the Zoom interface, and then it's got its own peculiarities, and they recently changed their software, so I'm still trying to figure out exactly what they changed. But it sounds like we're doing okay for the most part. But we'll see how that goes as we continue along. I think I've got my setup. So, David, can you give any other additional background on that song?
Not really. I mean, Harry Owens wrote back in the 30s, basically. He was a California band leader who went to Hawaii and kind of rode the wave of that big heyday back then, and had the hit song "Sweet Leilani," and then several other good ones, and then a whole bunch of other songs. He had a TV show for a while. You can still see bits of that on YouTube. With he'd have Hilo Hattie on, and a lot of other authentic Hawaiian musicians and performers. It wasn't just this sort of Americanized, but a lot of his music was sort of Americanized swing type of stuff. He'd cruise around the South Pacific and get ideas for songs, but they were really quite like that one, all about Waikiki Beach and the same kind of stereotypical things. But I still enjoy those songs.
Yeah, that's pretty cool how we can actually flip through some of these songs where we're going to pop songs from Manuel, which is great. Then I kind of play some of the other Hawaiian traditional songs to kind of give it that spin. And then you have some of these Tin Pan Alley songs that are been played in the 30s and 40s and 50s, which is really cool that we can actually, as a group between the three of us, we give the society a very broad spectrum of tunes to play, to jam with us, and I think that's where we get to have a little bit of fun with what we're doing. Well, I know I'm having fun. I'm looking. I think we had at one time 16 concurrent people. Then we got people flipping in and out, or not in and out, flipping out, but kind of coming in, joining, and then leaving. So we've had about 16. Hopefully, we'll get better with this, as the technology didn't help our cause today. But without further ado, we're going to go and do "Beautiful Kauai." And I've got that on your screen now. And hopefully, because I can't do two things at once, hopefully the sound's going to work okay. One of the things I have to do is bring up the song. What's that?
I can watch the chat a little bit.
Oh, my microphone is very loud. Is it super loud, John? Because I think I know where that's coming from. Hopefully that's better, John. Okay, so, and I don't want to play this from memory because I want to play what's on the sheet music. And this beautiful Kauai version is, of course, bring up the right song. I think it's one of the older versions that we have. And to kind of, I think everybody who's been on here before, so you don't need to play the diminished chords, but if you do, you play the C diminished where the pinky is on the C chord and you put down the diminished chord. If you can see that. And then the G diminished is real simple. That is, it looks like, it looks like the G chord taking off the pinky, so you have it looks like a lazy D7 on the first and third strings, and then you back that up to the first fret. That's a G diminished if you want to play that. If you don't play the G diminished or the C diminished in this song, that's okay. Now, what Catherine learned in our primer, in the Society's primer today, well, we've been talking about that for the last several weeks, over the last month or so, where you're playing the scales on the end. So when you play that part, the G7, and when you go to the last part, instead of playing the tag the last line and go to the C major 7, with the trill, you go, and then we're going to go. It's the scale walk backwards from the C note, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, and you're holding the D, strum the G7 chord, and then strum the C chord. So here we go. And there's an island across the sea, a beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai, and it's calling, yes, calling to me, a beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai. In the midst of Fern Grotto, Mother Nature made her home, and the falls of Wailuan, where lovers often roam. I'll return to my island across the sea, beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai, where my true love is waiting for me, a beautiful Kauai, beautiful Kauai. Back to the chorus. In the midst of Fern Grotto, Mother Nature made her home, and the falls of Wailuan, where lovers often roam. I'll return to my island across the sea, a beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai, where my true love is waiting for me, a beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai, a beautiful Kauai. Okay, so that's how you would add that walk down, that C chord walk down, or it's C scale walk down, and hopefully that's something new that would be for the rest of you. So what do you think, Manuel, with that adding in that walk down?
Beautiful, nice ending.
Yeah, we used to have that tremolo, and then trying to get everybody to go whack, hit that C major 7. But this one we can actually meter the whole thing, so it's still in a tempo. Ba 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 da bum, strum strum. Okay, and David, what do you think? Yeah, it's nice, David.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as long as we don't have the same ending for every single song, it's nice to have a different one for every song, right? And that goes with any song in C. just find the best ones. I do like the tremolo, but yeah, depending on whether it's an ensemble or not. Doing the walk down in sync, we haven't really mastered that as a group because we haven't been all together in the same room. So we'll see. Definitely a solo tactic. Yeah.
Right, and that's something that we're gonna have to. I mean, we're gonna try to mess with a little bit, and it's we got time to do that with the COVID and everything. It's allowing us to try out things that we haven't tried before, um, and and to try. It's well, not only try but also see if we can make things work differently. But I mean, like one of the different things we're having is having Manuel on the jam sessions. So, and with that introduction, we're gonna have Manuel lead the next song, and I think if I remember right, this is a not a James Taylor song, but I heard Eric Clapton play this. Is it a Guthrie song?
Deportee, yeah, Woody Guthrie.
Actually, I have Nobody Knows You. Nobody Knows You When You're Down.
Oh, want to do that next?
That's the one I had up on the screen, and sorry if I got them out of order, but that's the one that's now everybody sees.
We can do that.
Okay.
When you're down and out.
So.
This song was written back in 1923. Talk about old songs. It was actually put on the map by Bessie Smith in 1929. Which coincided with the beginning of the Great Depression, the stock market crash. So this song sort of became a symbol or a cautionary tale about not spending all the money you have on a good time and saving some of it for when times go bad. So here we go. It's in the key of C. The reason I like this song so much, and I think we've done it before in the society, is all the chord changes. And it has the flavor of vaudeville with a little bit of bluesy feel to it. And let's just go through some of the chords. There are a lot of chord changes going on here. So I'm going to run through them. We have C, of course. It's in the key of C. E7. A. Then A7. D minor. A7, D minor, then we have F, F7, the pinky down there, C, A7, we have D, and G7. That's about it. There's a diagram at the bottom of the sheet for E7, in case you need that for reference. So let's just go. This thing. Once I lived a life of a millionaire, spent all my money. Took all my friends out for a mighty good time. But we like liquor, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low. Lost all my good friends, had nowhere to go. If I get my hands on $1 again, I'll hang on to it till that old year wins, because nobody knows you when you're down and out. In the pocket, not one penny, and as for friends, well, you ain't got any. When you get back on your feet again, everybody wants to be your
That sounds like a Depression era kind of almost, even though it was
Yep.
early. You said it was written a little earlier than that.
1923, but the person who made it famous was right at the start of the Depression. That was Bessie Smith. You can find actually a recording on YouTube by Bessie Smith. Also, a number of other covers. One I particularly like is by Eric Clapton. He does an acoustic version on his guitar. Beautiful song.
Yeah, that's the one I remember because the first time I heard the song was actually the one done by Eric Clapton.
Yeah. It's been done by Peter, Paul, and Mary, a number of performers, all the way going back to the 50s.
Yeah, because Eric Clapton did that was his, I think, his Unplugged CD.
Yes, exactly.
And he, man, he made that thing. He almost wanted to make you cry and say, and then all you know, the story being, you know, you ain't got no money, and so you really don't have any friends because they all left you. And then when you came into, and then the things turned around, and now you're doing better. All those people came back. You know, that's sort of like,
They want to be your best friend.
yeah, what kind of friends are those? They're only around when you got money.
Pick carefully.
Yeah, great tune, great tune. I didn't realize it was that old. That old. I mean, but it's a much older song done by quite a few people.
Yep.
Great tune there, Manuel. So we're gonna do. I think we got. Let me see. I think we're doing one of David's songs next, and it's called Ukulele Heaven. So let me see. Make sure I get the right pin. Them two there, and there we go. You're up, David.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I can remember this one. As a segue, that song that Harry Owens wrote, "Sweet Leilani," was premiered in the Bing Crosby movie, Waikiki Wedding, and Bing Crosby was visiting Hawaii and heard that song and said, "I want to use that in my movie." They were filming Waikiki Wedding in 1936 or 7 or whenever that was, and so they put it in there. The other big song in that movie was "Blue Hawaii," and so "Sweet Leilani" won the Oscar for Best Song. "Blue Hawaii" didn't, and I want to say somebody can finish the story, but Elvis did a movie, Blue Hawaii, with that song, you know, covering it many years later, a couple decades later, and I want to say it couldn't be nominated for an Oscar, the song, because it had already premiered in Waikiki Wedding. Anyway, here's a third song from the movie Waikiki Wedding, and it's called "In a Little Hula Heaven." That's the actual name of the song, and I just changed the lyrics slightly to "In a Ukulele Heaven." So let's see what we got here. Same thing in F. So we have G7, C7, F. That's the turnaround. And then I'm putting the C on the F chord, pinky on the C note there, in order to hit the melody note so that I can try to sing in tune. E flat, and okay, there's a B flat, and then there's a B flat minor. So if you don't know the B flat minor, don't worry about it. But it's got the same kind of little mechanic that Sweet Leilani had. It's got a major and a minor. Interesting little thing there. So let's see. Let's fly above the weather. I'll get the tune. In an ukulele heaven over the silver sea, we'll play and sing together. In an ukulele heaven under a koa tree. Days would be lazy and sweetly crazy, and nights will be hazy above. We'll be alone forever in an ukulele heaven, living a dream of love. all, okay? Let's fly above the weather. Let's pick up the speed a little bit. In an ukulele heaven over the silver sea. We'll play and sing together. In an ukulele heaven under a koa tree. Days would be lazy and sweetly crazy, and nights will be hazy above. We'll be alone forever in an ukulele heaven, living a dream of love. Tag the last two lines. In an ukulele heaven, living a dream of love. F major 7, okay.
Nice.
Sorry, I couldn't sing it better.
Yeah, well, two things. I was watching the chat and they were saying they can clearly hear somebody typing. And then when you were right towards the end of the song, I'm looking up at the screen. Of course, I got all these different windows open up. I look at the thing and my microphone's still on. I forgot to mute myself. So I think it was picking up the typing from my microphone. So I apologize for that first, David. I did not realize what song that was when we were talking about which songs you were going to be doing today. That this song that Debbie and Gordon Valesco used to play that all the time at the open mics when Gordon was alive. And then he and I would tag team on running, much like what you're doing and helping me out, David. But he would, all the time be on a stage, him and then, of course, Debbie would be hula dancing to some of the tunes. But this was one that, but he would be playing all these jazz chords. So he's switching chords every 2 beats, playing it. And I sort of miss him because that's sort of brought back that memory when you started, as soon as you started singing, oh, I remember that melody and I remember that tune. But it's a great tune. It is a great tune. It's unfortunate that it had to get beat out by, you said, Leilani?
Sweet Leilani.
Sweet Leilani, sung by Bing Crosby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it had to do with Bing Crosby singing the song, and not the song itself. Well,
Very simple.
yeah, it's a great tune. And there's been a number of different versions of this song over the years. Not versions, but different arrangements. It's a great tune. And also, thanks, David. That was great. And we always were challenged because I know you and I talk about this all the time. Trying to do something like this month in, month out, and remembering all of these different tunes, and kind of sort of playing it in a way that it sounds good going over the live feeds. That's kind of what we hope to do. Anyways. I'm not going to steal any more time because we're running quickly out of time. We got about 15 minutes, which is about 3 more songs. So I'm going to be doing one. And then we're going to bring Manuel out for his last song. And then we're going to wrap up with Sweet Wahine because that's usually about how long. 3 songs will get us right around a 15-minute mark. So I'm going to kind of cut down on the talking. And we'll get to the... Oops, what did I just do? Because I'm trying to talk and play with the computer at the same time. Okay, so it is set up right. I got to make sure that I'm in the second window now. Pin me to the second window. There we go. And, I got to fix that one as well because it does not have an input stream. So sorry if I'm chatting and talking and fixing at the same time. And okay. Any comments, Manuel, before I flip in this next song?
No, thanks.
No? Okay, so here we go. I'm flipping it in, and the song is called, and I don't know the background to this, but it was just one of those cool songs we did some months ago called Beautiful Sunday, and it is. We had some really weird weather over the last couple of months, where it got cold, then it got hot, then it got cold, then it got hot. And I think we're back to that cold weather again. Some of it was driven by the fires out west, and I'm glad to hear from a few of my musician friends and music friends and just all around buddies that and some from my cousins out there that it's getting better. It's still not all the best, but it is getting better. And of course, here on the East Coast, we see some of the after effects where the clouds are coming over. One day I thought the moon was rising early, and then I realized it was the clouds, and it was the sun behind the smoke clouds, smoke in laced clouds, and it was creating that red sunset. But anyways, yesterday was a great day. It was clearing up, and we were at the Ono Brewery, one of our sponsors for the Ukulele Society, where we get to go and perform, play, and use their brew house. It's in where they have all the vats, and we get to use that twice a month prior to COVID, where we get to do our regular meetings from our primers, then to our group lessons, our jams, and our open mics are right there inside of the brew house twice. And we may one day go in there in a small way, because now that Virginia is in phase 3. So we should be able to do that. We just got to work out some of the technical mechanics of going there. And it'll be no different from your perspective. We'll still be streaming on YouTube or Facebook. And and Manuel could still be at his house, and we just beam him into the brew house, that's where we'll set up the actual stream. So without further ado, you guys see that this is the chords. It's not laid out in the same way we would normally lay out our songs, and it's just a straight 8, starting with the G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sunday morning up at the lark. I think I'll take a walk in the park. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day. I've got someone waiting for me. When I see her, I'll know that she'll say, hey, 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 it's a beautiful day. Hi, 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 beautiful Sunday. This is my beautiful day. When you say that you love me, oh my, it's a beautiful day. Birds are singing, you make my side. Let's take a look and go for a ride. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day. We'll drive on and follow the sun, making Sunday go on and on. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day. Hi, 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 beautiful Sunday. This is my beautiful day. When you say that you love me, oh my, it's a beautiful day. Hi, 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 beautiful Sunday. This is my beautiful day. When you say that you'll love me, oh my, it's a beautiful day. Oh my, it's a beautiful day. Oh my, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, that's a pretty great song to kind of slowly wrap up today. That's it's a nice driving song. I mean, and it's I don't know if I was playing it too fast because it's supposed to be thinking about like driving down the road in the Smoky Mountains or the Shenandoahs, whichever part of the Virginia that you live. Top down, wind blowing through your hair, sunglasses on, and just cruising. And on a Sunday, we're gonna have plenty of that coming up because the leaves are actually starting to turn. So that's one of the great places to go is up in the Virginia mountains, and look at the leaves starting to turn. So we're coming up on the end, and I do want to thank Manuel for all of his tunes. We got one more tune from him, and it's called something about a plane wreck in Los Gatos. Is that it?
Right at Los Gatos, yes.
Okay, and so he's going to lead off with that song, and then we're going to go right into, when he gets done with that, we're going to go into playing Sweet Wahina, and then we'll come back in this, the three of us to close out the jams for September. So without further ado, sorry about that, everybody. We lost the sound for a minute. I got to fix that on this one before we go on. It'll be a quick couple of second fix. Patch there. Okay, and then I stream it back in. And yes, you have sound. Oh, but we don't have you on the picture anymore. Let me see. There we go. Yep, you're back in. Go ahead, Manuel.
Good to go. Okay, thank you. This is one by Woody Guthrie. It was, and I just realized today, as I sit here, that all three of my songs today are pretty depressing songs. This is another one. So, but anyway, this is a protest song that he actually wrote back in 1948 after the crash of a DC-3 airliner with 32 people on board. There were 4 crew members, and the rest of them were migrant workers being returned from California after the harvest back to the Mexican border. And there was an engine fire, and the plane crashed, and there were no survivors. So when Woody Guthrie read the news accounts about this tragedy, he was upset at the fact that they named the crew by name: pilot, first officer, flight attendants, and there was a guard. All 3 were cited by name. And then the rest of the victims were just lumped together and called deportees. So he felt that was unjust, and he needed to write what this initially was a poem, and it was put into music by a college student a few years later. So there were all the victims were buried in a mass grave. The ones that were not, the ones that were of Mexican origin, and it was just labeled deportees. Or Mexican nationals, actually what they were labeled. So anyway, that's the backstory to the song. It's in 3/4 time, so it's like a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In the key of C. 1, 2, 3. There's an A minor in there. Like that. And let's see, the chorus repeats a couple of times. You'll see where it's just the sheet music is labeled chorus. That's when you go back to the chorus at the bottom of the first column. And I also omitted the chords and some of the verses on the second column so I could fit the song into one sheet. But you'll just need to follow the chords and the regular sequence as the verse at the beginning of the song. Okay, so let's go. Drops are rolling, beaches are rotting, oranges are back, their peaks we're flying them back to the Mexico border, take all the money to wait again. Other through the Mexican border. Chase us like outlaws, outcast us like thieves. We died in your hills, we died in your deserts, we died in your armies, we died in flames. We died beneath your trees and we died against the bushes. Both sides of the river, we died just the same. Goodbye to my one, goodbye, Angelica. Adios, mis amigos. Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride to the devil. All in the fall, the sky flames on fire, colors lost that are scanning. Fire by the plaza, it's sure from our hills. Who are all these friends, dying like brothers? Radio says we're just your teens. Is this the best way that we can grow our devotions? Is this the best way to never grow my good friend? If all our bodies and rolling upside, all my Lord, except the goodbye to my father, goodbye, Angelica, adios, mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride to the devil. All with the God goodbye to my father, goodbye, Angelica, adios, mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride to the devil. All with the God. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. So we're going to go to the immediate to the last song because we only have a couple of minutes. So the last song is Sweet Wahine. I'll lead that through, and then sorry about that. I keep forgetting I got to add it to every scenario that we build with the with this missing audio input. It's got a weird instance with it, but here. So we're gonna wrap up with this song "Sweet Wahine." Then we'll come back and do a real quick chat and then close it out because David and I do need to set up for the open mic. But Manuel, great three tunes. They may sound depressing, but we are in some depressing times. But we got to put it in context.
There is a bittersweet ending to the story. Fast forward to 2013, one of the children of the victims, then an adult, managed to collect funds to build a memorial where he listed everybody's name, including the crew and the rest of the passengers.
That's super. That's real super. So we'll talk about that real quick when we come back, and I bring all of three of us back in for a short period. But right now we're doing Sweet Wahine, which is our Wahine, and I'm going to get beat up about that one. And we're going to try something different. I know that Zoom has a really weird thing with more than one person playing at the same time. So I'm going to stop playing when it's about the time where David will bring in his solo piece, just to see how that works, and then I'll wrap up the song. Here we go. Esponita, la muchacha, sweet Wahine, come dance for me. Esponita, la muchacha, pretty lady, dance with me. It was out on the shores of Hawaii where we saw her dance out in Waikiki, playing Taylor guitars under the stars, Hawaiian tunes and oats like you. Here we go, David.
I was late.
La muchacha. It seemed like that worked pretty good. Sweet Wahine, come dance for me. Esponita, la muchacha. This is where I'm going to go out with my solo. Pretty lady, dance with me. Remember, this is where we go out? Okay, so that's it for this Sunday, at least for the jams. Hopefully you like that. Try to spruce it up a little bit, spice it up a little bit, and didn't mean for the technology problems to be the spicing up. So hopefully the sound worked out in general okay. I know there's some things I got to fix in the some of these panels where they may be missing for some reason the input system. It's kind of one of the things I still got to sort out with the all of the different software, and there is still another software I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to integrate called Jamulus. That will allow the three of us to play at the same time, sort of, kinda. It requires some other computers, added computers, but that's not for you to worry about. That's for us to figure out how to make it work, and then bring better and better jams to you from the Northern Virginia Ukulele Society. So until the next time, there's our friends with Manuel and David. Manuel, you got anything else to say before we wrap up?
No, thank you guys. I know it's a challenge with all this technology and all the changing requirements, but I think we had a nice session. I really enjoyed playing with you guys and hearing everybody's music. Thanks very much. Yep.
Thank you. David?
Thanks, thanks. I agree, Manuel, and special thanks to Catherine for joining us earlier on. That was great, and we'll see you guys for the open mic coming up.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you want to volunteer to lead a song, just make sure you shoot the email early enough. We want to get your song early enough. We can help you make sure your Zoom set up correctly. David's real good in coaching folks to get their Zoom set up, so we could try to get rid of the tinniness or the some of the other sounds. and then of course I got to get my my stuff in gear and making sure all the panels are set up right before we have our thing, so we could try to do one without any hiccups for the whole hour and a half or so that we perform for you. So it's 3:50. I'm 5 minutes past where I want to be. So I'd salute to all of you and thank you for sticking with us. And we'll see you in a few. And remember, the open mic is through, for right now, through Facebook. So you got to go to our page on Facebook and go to the live. And in there, as soon as I get it set up, we'll go live. And we have a number of performers. And don't forget, Brittany Paiva, who's a great instrumentalist, is joining us tonight as our featured anchor. So see you soon.